Hello, good morning to you. Hey, how's everybody today? It's another Saturday morning, bright and beautiful. Hey, we're glad to be alive. We thank God. I trust you had a good week. So, my name is for Tobra. I'm otherwise known as Auntie Ya or your own ornithologist. I welcome you to Auntie Ya's Book Corner this morning. My co-host Boating Russell will be on later, probably in about another half hour or so. So as I usually do, I'm going to tell you a little bit about the programs that we have on this platform. And then after that, I will go and share. Right. Okay. All right. I was wondering if I was live or not. It's funny. I can't even see my. Okay, it's now coming up. All right. There's always that delay. So let's get started. Let me pull up my page so I don't forget any details. It's, what do you call it? Today's November 19th. Didn't we just start this month? Look how quickly the year. Oh, hello. Good morning. Miss Aisha, how are you? Thank you for the compliment. I hope you and the family are well. Yes, it's funny when you buy clothing, right? You see the dress, you probably think I bought it together, but sometimes you have a dress or you have a set of earrings, then you see something, you go, oh, that will match with that, and then you get it. So, yeah. So, to continue, on Saturdays, we have our Facebook Live as we are today. The second program we have here is Beauty Lessons with Your Favorite Auntie, and it's from my second book, The Beauty of a Woman's Heart. You can find that on Amazon. So it's little clips from the book to encourage, empower, and inspire women to be their best selves. Own It with Your Own Ornithologist and Queen of Own It. That is an Amazon best-selling book. I happen to be an Amazon best-selling author because of that book. And it's a guide to taking responsibility and accountability for your own life journey. The community that you and I come from, if you are from where I come from, we have certain, norms of behavior or certain, I don't know if I can call them norms, but one thing that we don't do is take accountability for our life journey. We always think that somebody else has to do it for us. The other thing about it is today's topic is a classic. We're going to be dealing with victimhood later on. So the fourth program is Reflections. It's based on my book, the first book, Reflections for a Thirsty Soul. I share a little snip from the book. That is an inspiring and motivational book, short stories with passages from the Bible, and then as they apply to daily living. Yes. We also do question of the day. We can ask you any question. I think my last question I asked was, do you plan? Are you planning for 2023? Yes. I like the answer that Nanaraba had put on. She had plan B, plan A, plan B, and plan C. And I go, yes, you should always have a backup plan. The sixth program is on this platform is Auntie Yaa'S Nuggets. I share a topic of interest that applies to daily living. It can be courage, it can be women, be financially independent, work on yourself, those types of topics. We have Pearls of Wisdom, which is from the Bible, and I talk about a passage in story form as it applies to our lives. I find that with our kind of nyamesum that we do, we tend to not apply it to our lives. So why am I getting a notification to be ready to start my live? I've already started. So, okay, hope they don't cut me off. The eighth program is A Word with You. It's a short passage, less than a minute long from the Bible. And, I share nuggets about it. Last but not the least is Auntie Yaa'S Own It Academy. We provide book publishing services, life coaching, and women empowerment. We all read other people's stories, their biographies, and we find them so interesting, but we think our life is boring. Do you know that you have something that somebody is waiting from, to hear from you about? Just the one thing that will set them on their path. Like today, we are going to be talking. If you get something from it, fine. If you don't, fine. But there's just that one little thing that you walk away with and go, oh, I heard this today. And that will be your turning point. That is why it's so important to go to platforms where, you know, where educational information is being shared to inspire you, to bless you, to motivate you to push yourself because you have it in you. A lot of times we look to the outside, but whatever we need for this life is inside of us. We need to work on ourselves and pull it out. So if you have a story and you need help writing it, contact us and we'll be able to help you. The information is on the bottom. Contact us at Messenger on Messenger, Yafoda Tobra, or by email, ownitbooks@gmail.com. So those are the programs that we have on this platform. As well, I have 2 other pages. I usually just stream this program over there, but I got this great idea when I was starting to write my goals down. And because I've been thinking, do I continue with these pages or do I shut them down? I said, no, all for His glory. I started that about 2-3 years ago. Well, a few years ago, and I used to do videos based on passages from the Bible. But now I've reactivated it. What I'm doing there is I take a passage from the Bible and I share my thoughts on it. So I think last week it was a goal for next year, but I said to myself, if I've thought of it right now, why wait till next year? Start it now. Yes, that's called being proactive. So I've shared twice. I plan to do it every day, but I can't say every day. Maybe let's say 3 times a week. If I'm able to do it the 5 days, well, bravo. But at least 3 times a week, I'll be doing that. And also the other page, a beauty for a woman's heart. I've been sharing quotes by women. And so I share my take on it. I think the one that I did was a quote that Oprah said, own it, like be in the moment. This is your moment. I don't remember it all, own it. So my thoughts on it. And I'm looking to doing future programs. I'm still thinking about it. So just short videos to encourage and inspire women. And I'll do it for a little bit and see how it goes. Or maybe organize an event or a group that people can pay for. If you have to pay $5 or $10 a month to come listen in, that will also be good, but it's still in process. Last but not the least, I am working on my 5th book, which is Be Unapologetically You. Yes, I'd started it. I had it on a laptop. I was getting lazy about it. And so when I always go to Sister Ajo talk show program and she's doing the promos of my books, then she goes, Sister Yaa'S, we're waiting for the 5th one. So finally on October 22nd, it hit me. I said, I've become lazy. I'm not very good at sitting in front of the laptop and typing. I will, but then I put it away and days pass by before I go back to it. And I remembered my pre-COVID days when I was working on these other books. I'd take a notebook with me to work and write down my thoughts, come home and type it up. I flow better when I'm writing it down because, I'm writing, but it's not something I plan to. It's not in your mind, but as you're writing, the ideas come to you. So since October 22nd, I've made a few entries. Yes, so I have to type those up and see the number count. And I'm trying to create a book cover. So I'm looking for people to give me ideas. So, okay, if you have be unapologetically you. So what does that look like to you? Just DM me. I'm also searching, but I could use your help. So with all my talking, let's now go back and see if I can. Yes, I'm going to share now. It won't take long. Fortunately, now I fixed the issue and I'm able to just share from my wall. So let's go. British on Facebook, come and say, you are spamming all these pages. Well, sometimes there's a message that people need to hear. So I believe I am done. Yes, so let's get started. The other thing too is that during this broadcast, please give me stars. Support my page by giving us stars. It's a digital gift that helps me to earn money. Thank you for your ongoing support. Let's see here. As well, I have put my YouTube handle in the chat, Auntie Yaa'S book channel. Please subscribe. Okay, let's get started. We're 15 minutes into the time now. So here, on it, we are discussing victimhood, a state of learned helplessness. That's just me terming it that way. So when we say victimhood, where are my notes? When we say victimhood, what are we talking about? Anybody can be a victim. You and I, at one point in time or other, we've played the victim. The problem is not to stay there. Yes. If you don't stay there, we all have those momentary lapses. We're not sitting here talking about these issues saying that we are perfect. No, but it's to educate, because I find that in our community, we have this thing, a state of learned helplessness. We think we can't do, oh, woe is me, somebody else can do it for me. Meanwhile, you have that strength sitting inside you. Maybe nobody told you anything good, so you don't believe in yourself, and you become a victim. So when we say victimhood, what does it mean? It's the condition of having been hurt, damaged, or made to suffer. Yes, especially when you want people to feel sorry for you because of this, or you use it as an excuse not to do things for yourself. What causes this victim mentality? You know what? I'll look at my notes, but in our community, this is how I see it. I think that the religion is part of it. And before you tar and feather me, let me explain this. I am a believer. I believe in God. I believe God's word matter, but I'm very practical and I speak the truth. The way we practice our Christianity has led to this victim mentality. And sometimes I wonder, hello, sis. Nice to see you. Welcome. I hope you and the family are doing well. Just the way we've been programmed, so we feel, woe is me, we feel sorry for ourselves. It makes me think, is it the man by the pool of Bethsaida when Jesus was talking to him? Oh, when people come, they just, when it's time for me to get into the pool, this or that happens, and excuses and this and that, right? So we use our nyamisum, even we use it to the point of saying that money is bad. And when we talk about money, people are so afraid to talk about money. It's such a bad thing. We can't talk about it. But the Bible is not saying that money is bad. It says the love of it. You are supposed to work. So why does that same Bible tell you to work? So we have these stages of somebody will go and, let me be very explicit. Somebody will go and do a thing like having a baby. Okay? We're not around when you have that baby. But as soon as the baby is born, then, it's splashed all over the front pages of these tabloids or whatever. This person needs help. They've had this child and this and that. But do you stop to think that you are helping that person for only a point in time? What about going forward? So these are some of the things that create the victim mentality. Oh, what can we do for this person? Do we actually talk about helping them to get on their feet? So what causes it? Yeah, people have suffered through trauma. And so they've developed, they haven't developed a healthy way to cope with the trauma. They develop a negative view of life, right? And then they feel that they have no control over what happens to them. They become helpless. That's how we get there. They make others feel guilty. They manipulate others for sympathy and attention. And then they blame others for their problems. And they lash out at you when you try to help or correct them how they are viewing life. So people who have the victimhood mentality, they stop, where are my banners? They stop taking care of themselves. They stop taking responsibility. They place the blame elsewhere. They make excuses. They don't take responsibility and they react, yeah, to most of life's hurdles with, it is not my fault. Oh, blah, blah, blah. And they are always moaning and groaning, no personal responsibility. And how do they get there and why do they stay there? We allow them to. In our community, we are enablers. Oh, yeah, mobo. Oh, oh, ne papa, this happened. Oh, that happened. Yeah, somebody will say you can sell pure water to get money. You can think of something to do to help yourself, but we enable. Oh, and it's Unia, it's your brother, it's your sister. Don't worry, do it for them. And we keep on and we keep on and we keep on. Mhm. When I see that in my kids, I get so upset. I'm like, hello. Oh, nobody told me. They'll say you are on here with my two girls. My son, he's like, he'll do what he has to do. And then I have one girl who's up. They are both equally hardworking, but the other one, well, maybe it's a thing. The youngest, oh, but nobody told me. I said, nobody told you. No, this. If you don't stop this, you'll become this. You call it out. Sister Joa says, sense of helplessness is something many Ma in our society communities find themselves in due to limitation, dependency, lack of boundaries, lack of self-love, lack of self-value, lack of critical thinking, lack of self-care, double standards, blaming games, inability to function without someone else's direction, desperation, lies, etc. Thank you for that, Ajoa. The thing is, it's a community as a whole. Look, this is the women's angle that you pointed out very well, but the men too. Oh, give me this. Oh, do that. Right now everybody has become a victim, trying to victim/leeches. We want to grab on and suck what we can get out of people, but we don't want to work ourselves for it. Hello, message. Happy Saturday to you too. I trust you are well today. Hopefully, it's nice where you are. Well, it's nice here today. There's no snow and the roads are good for driving, so I'm good. The snowfall will probably, I think next week is supposed to be nice. When the snow starts falling, then that becomes an issue. Yes. And then also, they don't seek possible solutions. These victims, if you've come on, this is what we are talking about. Victimhood, a state of learned helplessness. And I'm saying that in our community, we are enablers. We enable each other to people wallow in self-pity. People, oh, this woe is me. Oh, I said what to me. This has happened to me. Come and help me. But how are you going to help yourself first? If you help yourself, then I'll come along, right? I'm not coming to do it all for you, but we don't understand that concept per se. Yeah. And victims, they show like they don't take any action, right? Everything that happens to them, they see it as negative. But at least if they take a little action, it can lead to some improvement. But then they don't show any interest in making any changes. They reject your offer of help because they know that they have to put in effort. Oh, it won't work. This is how it's always been. Then they are moaning and groaning there. They wallow in self-pity, as I was saying. Yeah, but that should be for only a period, you know? Self-pity should help you to acknowledge that, oh, this is going on, maybe I need to do that. We all have it. That, I'll speak for myself. At the best of times, I'm always on the go trying to do what I have to do, whatever project I'm working on, my life, my mental state. Like I try to work on myself all the time, but there's certain times that you just go, oh, you get this low blip, low moment, and then you go, okay, what's going on? Oh, okay, this is what I can do. Because you've learned, you have coping mechanisms. You know that that's not the place that you want to be. If you weren't able, you were working on something and you weren't able to accomplish it, it's not the end of the world. Oh, I'll try it again. Let me try this other way. you know so our self-talk is so important. You need to know how to manage yourself and how to get things going, because otherwise you'll be stuck, and a lot of us are stuck because we don't do this work. Mhm. And they have a sense of powerlessness. Yeah, they feel that, oh, they lack the power to change their situation. So one after the other, troubles come and they don't deal with it. You know what happened to me? Yes, that's for me. When I go and do something, this happens, and they moan and they groan. That's continually. They have negative self-talk, what I was just talking about, and self-sabotage. Everything bad happens to me. I can't do anything about it. Why try? And on. They sing these songs continually. Yes. No one cares about me. Over time, negative self talk damages your resilience. Remember the example I described, that when I have that blip, I go, okay, what can I do to fix this? And I do it. There's times that you have to allow yourself to feel what you're feeling. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying shove your feelings aside, but what I'm talking about are just the minor ones that, I always have a lot on the go. Like I have to prepare for these lives that I do and all these situations. So if something is not working here, you readjust and you go, oh, let me move on. Right. For me now, personally, since I started writing books, this is what I do now. So I'm always thinking of new ideas, doing this, doing that. And if something is not working, you try a different one or ask somebody for help. That's all that you can do, really. But don't sit and think that the world has ended. If you give up on yourself after the first try, you are not going anywhere. Yes. Okay, and victims also, they lack self-confidence. They see themselves as victims, like, so they struggle with self-confidence and self-esteem. I'm not good enough to apply for that job. I'm not talented enough to succeed. Who says? These days, anybody can make it. You have to put your mind to it and your hand to work. Yes, we can talk and talk, but you have to do. They get frustrated, they get angry, and they are very resentful. After a while, all this takes a toll on you emotionally. So they feel frustrated. They think the world is against them. They feel hopeless about their situation not changing. And then, of course, they resent people who seem to be succeeding. So over time, it contributes to angry outbursts. They feel isolated. They get depression. And then there's loneliness because they've cut themselves off from people. So, what is the root of this victimhood? What is the root of it? Past trauma. So, if you look at this victimhood, let me just link it to something here. You see all this screaming and shouting and fighting and beefs on social media amongst our people? Past trauma. Because a lot of us, now that when you are growing up, maybe you're not thinking so much, but as you've grown through the ages, maybe you went to school or you didn't, but as an adult, you've learned there's life lessons and there's school lessons. And so you come to that place and you start to analyze some of the things that we went through growing up. And you go, oh, wow, this is what it was. I remember, I think I said it before once on this platform, when I was in my late 20s, getting into my 30s, I used to be very angry. And I didn't know why. I used to be very angry and frustrated. And I didn't know why. And then as I've grown up with what I'm doing now and having to, interacting with other people doing similar programs and having to do my own research, reading, and all that, I've come to understand why that was going on. It's stuffed emotions. We were not allowed to own our feelings. When you have a situation with a sibling, you get told, oh, don't worry, you own me. Let it go. It's your sibling. Let it go. Everything, let it go. Let it go. How about you own the feelings? I've said before, these are Brofu people. You see them, the child is fasting and all that. The mother will sit down and say, you are fasting right now. I can't talk to you. Just sit over there, calm yourself down, breathe, or whatever. They give a timeout. If that's what applies, I don't know. Then later they talk to the child. They go, oh, you were feeling very frustrated. What was going on? Then the child is verbalizing and saying, yes, I was feeling angry because so and so and so. I thought this. And then they are talking. And then the mother is also adding in. So in that conversation, the back and forth, the child is learning to manage and own their emotions. So they get to understand that. I mean, of course, we are saying that kids will be kids, right? But by a certain age, oh, there she is. Hello, yeah.
Hello.
We saw you. We saw you before you put your camera off. So
Oh, yeah.
by a certain stage, they've learned to manage their emotions because of the back and forth. Even in school, in kindergarten, they are so cute. You know, the little back and forth, and just the things that they are taught. But we went to think back. You do something in those days, The teacher will slam you, blah, 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 scream at you, yell at you. So you are living in fear and timidity. So you don't know how to own and manage your emotions. So yeah, mother, I'm talking now about what I've gone through, what victimhood is, and I'm talking about the root of victimhood. Where does it come? So I was talking about the past trauma, and I linked it to the screaming and beef that we see on social media, that we've not been taught to own our feelings. And I'm saying, when I was in my 20s, when I first came to Canada in my 20s, late 20s, early 30s, I used to be so angry. And
Mm,
then the shock that I got of my life is my father passed away when I was 35. So after that, I started examining things and I started reading books, self-help books, books that will tell you about this type of personality, this, that, like psychobabble,
yeah,
simple ones. I started from there and
yeah.
reading and, learning things and learning how to cope, right? And so the
Yeah.
other part of the root is the betrayal of trust. If you've been betrayed, say you had a parent who was never there for you, or the adults in your lives, you couldn't trust them, you you can't trust other people. So it shows up in your relationships, and people may say, oh, that person is unfriendly, or they are this, they are that. Meanwhile, they don't know what caused that. And the other one I have is codependency, or people who sacrifice themselves for other people. They feel so resentful. I'll give the classic example: women who um, sacrifice themselves for the men. The men come, they are going to school, they are doing this, they are getting their PhDs, they are getting that. Then they turn around and then they are insulting you and saying things to you. Oh, "Okrawabon, you don't know this, you don't know that." Right? Instead of
Yeah.
taking care of yourself alongside the man, you say, oh, and people go, oh, the man got his doctorate, is for all of us. Yeah, is it really? If he
It's
leaves you
even
right
for the
now, what are you going to do?
children too.
Yeah. And then
Yeah.
the last one is manipulation. So if you have something to add on, yeah, but people, the root cause of it is victimhood, is manipulation. People manipulate, you know. Mhm.
Yeah.
You become a victim, they'll
Exactly.
get you to do whatever they want and they don't take any action. And it's always the same cycle.
Yeah, I had that those down too. But I also have found like the lack of accountability.
Hmm.
Like someone else has to always step up to take responsibility for actions.
Yeah, please speak
Um
up, Kakra, Hannah. Baby, I
oh
want.
okay. You. um, yeah, the lack of accountability in like our with our people. Like
Hmm.
somebody else always has to step up to take responsibility for another because we think it's the godly thing to do. Like we attach um, Christianity to it, yes, but it's
I
really
went
it's not.
there.
So yeah, so and also it can also start with parents who are always I'm not saying you shouldn't help your child,
Hmm.
but you need to, even from when they are young, you need to train them to be able to take responsibility of their actions. And
Hmm.
I can give the example of always leaving their lunch bag at some point. I mean, when they
Yes.
are very young, yeah, you have to take it to the school. But when it
Hmm.
gets to a point, maybe 4 years, 5 years, you
Hmm.
should let them forgo their lunch. They are not going to die. So
Yes.
they know, okay, I have to remember things like
Hmm.
that.
Hmm.
So that also can bring about that kind of attitude. And also, victimhood, you're not born with it, it's
No.
acquired. Yeah. So nobody should say that I can't, that's how I am, that's not how you are. Nobody
Hmm.
was born with that kind of attitude. So we need to unlearn it. Yeah.
Hmm. Thanks. Okay, I'll read Adwa's comment if you are done. She says, isolation, domination, insecurity, weakness, gender bias, hypocrisy, lack of resources, lack of support, lack of financial means, lack of knowledge, and many other negativities also play a role in the helplessness situation. That is true because, it's like these things are foisted on you. So there are people who rise up out of these situations that Ajwa is mentioning. Others too, oh, but you know how it is. Oh, Ghana is hard now. Bring me $5. Bring me $200. But what are you doing for yourself?
Yeah.
If I just bring it to me, if you were to say you are going to do something with it, I would understand. And I know that you are the type of person who will do what you are saying you are going to do. But people just want, oh, bring me this, bring me that. And if you don't give it to them, oh, so just this $20, to you are doing this. We don't take
Some even ask
responsibility.
for money for their birthday parties and stuff like
So you are the workhorse. Yeah. When I hear Juma, you are
that.
working for
Yeah,
them.
yeah,
Hmm.
yeah. Oh, and I also
Okay.
wanted to add, like, the circumstance that you're in may not be your fault,
Mm-hmm.
but it is your responsibility to actually respond to it in a way as to get out of it. You shouldn't
Yes.
just say, okay, it's not my fault that I'm poor or I was born into poverty or,
Mm-hmm.
I was born into that, the world is
Mm-hmm.
against me. Maybe something could have happened to you. We're not saying that we don't go through these things, but it's
Mm-hmm.
your response to it that would determine whether you go into the victimhood um, stage or not. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to mute myself because what I'm doing will be noisy. So after I finish speaking, I will mute myself.
Okay, so before you do that, we're going to commercial, so then you can do your commercial before you mute yourself.
Okay. All right. So I've been off of my YouTube channel for a while, but there are still some videos there that you can go and watch on natural health recipes and vitamins and other supplements that you can take to um, for your whole wellness. You know. So my YouTube channel is Yabuatma Russell, and all my other social media platform handle is Ya Russell Him. So please go support me. Thank you.
Thank you. So please support Ya on her YouTube channel. You heard her, she has a variety of things on there that will be of benefit to you. Please patronize her, subscribe to her page. So on this platform, Auntie Yaa'S Book Corner, we do Saturday Facebook Lives. During the week, you'll see short clips from beauty lessons with your favorite auntie. And then there's short clips also from Own It with your own ornithologist and queen of Own It. There's a short, inspirational message from Reflections for a Thirsty Soul called Reflections. We have question of the day. So question of the day, I think the last one was, what are you feeding your mind? Yes. And then there's Auntie Yaa'S Nuggets. I share nuggets for daily living. Anything that is of interest. As I said, it could be women become financially independent. Why would you sit and think that somebody else has to look after you? We have pearls of wisdom. So, pearls of wisdom, what am I going to be talking about tomorrow? I forget. Oh, it's about laziness. Watch out for it. So, Monday morning, laziness and slothfulness. Yeah, it's in the Bible. Sloth. Proverbs, go check it out. Yeah. Then there's a word with you. It's a less than a minute clip, also a passage from the Bible to inspire you. Last but not the least, we have Auntie Yaa'S Own It Academy. We provide book publishing services, life coaching, women empowerment. If you need help in any of these areas, come speak to us. You can contact us on Messenger, Yafoda Tobra, or by email, ownitbooks@gmail.com. Don't think that your story is boring. You can inspire somebody. Just as you read somebody's biography and you were inspired and motivated, they also had that same thought. Oh, is anybody going to like this? Let me not do it, but they did it. You have to push in life, really. You have to own it because nobody is going to do it for you. There are people who will tell you not to do things. Yes, there's a lot of them. So you need to push yourself. Okay, as well, I have two other pages. Beauty for a Woman's Heart. I've started sharing little snippets, like I share quotes and then I put some thoughts there just to inspire women. I feel like women, we do need a lot of work on ourselves. It's ongoing. There's programming that we've been given that is not helping us. There's young ones also coming. So instead of closing down the page, I thought, oh, I got this aha moment. I said, let me start doing this next year. But I can't wait till next year, so I've started now. So watch out for it. I may do it every day, or it can be 2 to 3 times a week. I'm also planning to do some videos there. I'm not sure what format it will take, but it's relating to women, empowering women. You know what? In our society, the thing that we need to get used to is paying for something. If somebody's doing something, you pay for it. It could be a video, a program, an event that you have to pay for to come and listen to once in a month or whatever. But I'm going to start just by putting the videos out and see how it goes. So those are one of my thoughts instead of shutting it down, because women do need help. The other page is All for His Glory. When I first started this, was it 3, 4 years ago? I don't remember. I was doing short videos, passages from the Bible, and I haven't been doing much with it. But then again, this idea came to me. I've started sharing passages from the Bible, like picture, and then putting some thoughts there. So you can patronize that, follow it, and get some motivation for yourselves. As well, there's other people who do programs that I'm going to tell you about. Sister Ajo does, it's the Ajo Talk Show, and she does programs on Fridays. I believe it's 5:30 p.m. Eastern now, because she started at 3:30 my time yesterday, and she was talking about relationships, marriage, the ongoing conversation about those. And on Saturdays, she does marriage talks with Reverend Samuel Okoso from Ghana, a very knowledgeable, insightful man of God. He shares a lot of nuggets. It comes on at 3:30 p.m. Eastern, which is 1:30 my time. And there is the Life Transformation Program at 1 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, 3 p.m. Eastern Time, and that will be 8 p.m. Ghana, GMT, and BST, Life Transformation Center. Tomorrow, it's a collaboration between Pastor P, Sister Felicia, Rich Lady, Mr. Chamatia Babio, and myself. Tomorrow, the topic is why we must plan for success. So please join us and patronize that program. Also, Pastor P does a lot of programs on health, your body, taking care of yourself, your hormones, just a variety. She's very knowledgeable. Please follow her, Pastor Patience Edwards. Okay. And she is also a tap send agent. So you can use her code Lady P, and I believe you get $15 off from your first transaction. You get $15, whatever they add on that for you when you do your first transaction. And she's also an ASEA agent. So ASEA has a variety of what do you call it? It does a lot. It helps, with the digestive enzymes. It improves your gut health, helps maintain cardiovascular health. It detoxifies toxins in the body. It fortifies the walls of the stomach. It helps the digestive system to work effectively, hormonal balance, and it controls inflammation. Please contact her for your needs. Like I say, a lot of times our people, we are very I don't know what to call it, stingy, the poverty mindset. So when we are spending on ourselves, even we have a problem with it. But think about it. Your health is your wealth. You can have millions and millions, but if you're not taking care of yourself, you're not going to be around to spend it. So take care of yourselves, do the needful. And when you need help, contact these people who are able to provide these services. Also, Sister Aisha Ankra, she does Juice Plus and Avon products. Sister Aisha is always on platform supporting people. Please, if you're in Great Britain, patronize her products. We have Miss Sage as well, Sage's Shea. She has a variety of t-shirts and other products, Sage share products, necklaces, just the products that show off the Ghanaian and the African culture. It's like you put it on and wow, this is nice, this is lovely. Ajodo has a bunch of it. We are Canadians, we don't yet, but we will one day. Yes. Who have I missed? There's Sika Educates. Please patronize her as well. Very insightful programs. Um, what's her name? Lunchtime talk, Sister Womrekwa. Am I missing anybody? Yes, Sister Womrekwa. There's other ladies. There's Amma Manson. There's Mandy, Blessing Mandy, and Angie Talks. Yes, the prolific 21st century nurse. Please, please, please go patronize her. You know, I see her programs, but they come on. Well, she's Eastern time, so I don't tend to. I go and listen a little bit. I don't tend to watch the whole. But these last few times I've gone on, and my goodness, you know, she just does a promo on Auntie Yaa'S book corner, and I'm sitting there and I'm just flabbergasted. I'm like, wow, we still have there's a lot of us like that, and that's how we get ourselves out there. Let's help each other, let's promote each other. And so with that, I really and sincerely hope that I've not missed anybody. I feel like I left somebody out, but bear with me. If I remember, I'll put it in next week, next time. Okay, so yeah, oh, she's muted now. Let's continue. Where are we going now? How do we get away from? Oh, no problem. You're welcome. No problem. Let's see here. Let me pick the next one. How do we get away from this helplessness? Yeah, what are your thoughts? Are you there?
Yes, yes.
Okay. How to
Like,
overcome this victimhood?
well, how to overcome? I saw one thing. You said the opposite of the
Sorry.
my daughter called for a cut through it. I'm using my phone.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was saying that I saw um somewhere it said the opposite of the victimhood is responsibility.
Uh-huh. Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah, so I think it's a major thing. If you learn to be responsible for your life,
Mm-hmm.
it that will help do away with that attitude.
Mm-hmm.
And before then, I want to go through some of the traits that like when you have this victimhood attitude, you have, but you
Mm-hmm.
might even not know that you do, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. And what I have here is that they are always angry and resentful of others' good fortune. Like
Yeah.
they're not able to be happy for other people,
Mm-hmm.
when they're doing well or when they succeed. And then the self pity, you're always pitying yourself. And when
Mm-hmm.
you talk to such people, it's like every time they're talking about the negative thing that happened to them, even if they said it before, they keep repeating the same thing over and over. They can't get over it. So you
Yes.
can't get over something that happened to you. And we're not downplaying whatever impact it had on you, but you have to move on
No.
from it. Yes. And then the strong sense of entitlement. That one is a big one with our people. When they ask you for something that you
Thank
can't
you.
give them,
Thank you.
they feel like, I don't
Thanks.
know, it's like they get mad that you
Thanks for
can't.
bringing that up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that one, too, if you feel you're entitled to somebody else's resources or time, and time is a resource too, so all resources, then you have to check yourself and start working on yourself. And they are also quick to judge. They
Mm-hmm.
are quick to judge other people. And then there's the lack of empathy because they don't feel other people's pain because they feel like the whole world is against them. They are the ones with the biggest issues. So they don't see past that. They don't see that other people are suffering
Mm-hmm.
as well. So
It's almost narcissistic, isn't it?
yes, it is. It is really. Yeah, I do agree. Yeah, it's very true. And also they never accept feedback or criticism no matter
No.
how positive it is. They would never accept it. So yeah, you need to check if that's you. And then yeah, I talked about the same misfortune story over and over. So yeah, we need to take like responsibility for our lives in order to get over this. And you
Mm-hmm.
don't have to do a big thing. You can start little by little,
Yes.
try
Yes.
to accomplish one thing at a time.
Mm.
And once you get a change or the outcome is positive, then you move on to the next and the next, and then you find that you're out of this kind of attitude, and
Hmm.
yeah. So that's what I have for that.
Based on your last comment, I think I read somewhere one of the things is that they shouldn't make big goals. They should, because
Right.
they get overwhelmed and drained by big goals, and they give up. So as you said, take it little by little, and before you know it, oh, I was able to do this. I can. Then you keep pushing, you keep moving. Yeah. So as you were saying to, like, how to overcome the victimhood, how do we get away from it? If you've just come on, we've been talking about victimhood, a state of learned helplessness, and it's big in our community. We've been through what is victimhood, and now we are talking about how to get away from that learned helplessness. You have to recognize martyrdom in yourself, pay attention, take ownership and responsibility for your own needs and wants. A martyr is somebody, oh, I have to do this for everybody. Oh, I did this. They won't take care of themselves, but then they are
Mm.
always moaning about how they do everything for
Yeah.
everybody. Did you forget yourself? It's a classic in our community. We forget ourselves because when, where was it? Oh, it was on Angie Talk. She was talking about selfishness. Are you selfish? For I forget the exact title, but if you want to take care of yourself, then you are selfish. Who said?
Yeah.
You
Because
can't pour
that.
from an empty you can't pour from an empty vessel. You have to take care of yourself. You have to take care of yourself, right? And so also you need to learn to forgive others. The bitterness that you hold, like you are so stuck in that place that, oh, they are not doing this, I'm going through this, and they are not doing that for me. And oh, these people, I don't like them. Oh, they did this, they did that. Always harboring things towards people, especially as we've been saying, people who seem to appear to be succeeding, right?
Mm.
And also you need to forgive yourself. You need to forgive yourself because you become so, oh, moaning and groaning. How come this is happening to me? Why did I allow this to happen to me? Whatever it is, if you feel that way, learn to let it go because we are so hard on ourselves. We are so hard on ourselves. If we would sit quietly and examine our thoughts, would realize that half of them are just like time wasters, energy drainers. Chuck it, throw it away. Sometimes it's not as bad as we think it is, but because we don't stop ourselves, we just keep repeating the same old script, the same mantra. Oh, woe is me, woe is me. We don't have time to see things a different way. If you're able to just shift a little bit, you'd realize that, oh my goodness, and I've allowed this to waste my time and my life because people have become victims for life. That's all they know. Oh, you can't do this. You can't do this. You. And so they said, oh, I was told this, I was told that. Really?
Mm.
Maybe in your daily whatever, as you move about in life, you realize you are good at something, but you got told this. It's up to you to say, hey, I'm going to do this and see what will happen. And then when you are able to succeed, you've overturned that narrative, you've thrown it away. So a lot of times we look to external. People say a lot of things to us, negativity. And in our community, to everybody thinks, everybody minds everybody's business. There's no boundaries. Who says you have to accept the feedback there, especially the negative ones that people are directing to you? You don't have to. And somehow to get to overcome this, you have to meditate or pray, whatever it is that you do it because it will give you it will center you. Also, it will shift your focus that you are not always just dwelling on woe is me, looking inside all the time. Shift that and learn to manage your moods. One
Mm.
thing that you can do to get out of this victimhood is to start practicing gratitude. It's not easy. I'm not sitting here saying it's that simple, but pick one thing. Even if it's half a thing, every day you say, oh, I'm awake. I'm glad I didn't wake up with a pain in my leg because maybe 2 days ago you had that pain. Something, be grateful every day. If you start being grateful for one thing, you can start increasing it to two, three. If you have to write it down, even if you are purposeful and you really want to change some of these things, you put pen and paper to it and be writing down. And also, you get out of victimhood by serving others. We're not talking of the serving that people will use and abuse. serving others. Maybe you go to the hospital and volunteer, or you go and read to kids in the school, or you go and volunteer at these places for where they sell the yeah, what do you call them? You
The
go and
sheltered
prepare. Sorry.
food, like food.
Yeah,
It's like the
yeah,
sheltered mother.
yes. You go and
Yeah.
help. Yeah, you go and help prepare and serve people who come in to eat at the food kitchens. Yes. And then also find a victor's mantra, a victor, not a victim. Victor, like I am a victor, not a victim. I can do it. Something positive that you say to yourself constantly to help you to get out of this kind of situation. Look around you too. There's people who are doing things. Sometimes you need to challenge yourself. Find some. It may not be somebody that you know necessarily. Hello, Pastor P. Good to see you. It may not be somebody that you know necessarily. It could be somebody who's written a book about the experiences that are similar to yours. These days, even if you don't like reading, there's audios. Go on YouTube, Google their name, you hear them saying something, you feel empowered, right? So it's like you need to take action to fulfill your own potential. Like the amount of time that you are spending wasting time being a victim, moaning and groaning, time is ticking. What about if tomorrow is the day that you're going to be gone? You've wasted your life being miserable, uh, making people miserable, draining people's energies, because with the pity parties that you're having, um, people get tired and they stop coming around you. They do. Yeah,
Exactly.
they do. Also, practice
So
saying no.
when you said that keep
Sorry?
repeating something, I said
So,
when you said that we keep repeating the same thing, I
mhm.
was listening to someone, I forget his name, and he said the definition of insanity is doing the same thing and actions and expecting a different outcome. I thought it was so funny. That
Yeah,
is
that is
funny.
hilarious. Yeah. And then stop blaming. Stop blaming. Stop the blaming. Stop the blaming. And learn to be kind to yourself. Learn to be kind to yourself. There's another part too that we who are around the victim need to do. So, like, how do you respond to them? Avoid labeling them, like be compassionate, but talk about the specific behaviors that you notice. Like, say they are complaining, they are shifting blame, you know, and then set boundaries. Don't walk on eggshells around them. Sometimes you take a step back, yeah, detach yourself and hand responsibility back to them so that they deal with the issues. And they'll come again blaming, oh, you don't talk to me anymore. You are not blah, blah, blah. You used to listen to me. And then you call them out gently on those specific behaviors. And then offer help in finding solutions. You're not doing it for them, but you're just giving them suggestions. And people like that, they need well meaning people. If they are motivated to change, they may find accountability partner to say, hey, call me out when you see me doing this. Maybe I've started doing this. This is the little step I'm taking, but check in with me to see if I'm doing it, that kind of thing. You can offer encouragement and validation, but point out what they are good at, highlight their achievements, but don't get drawn into the negative stuff. And just validate their feelings, but don't allow them to wallow in it. So, it's a lot, but it's like we said, if you came on, we're talking about victimhood, a state of learned helplessness. We talked about what victimhood is and then how to get away from it. With our community, I don't even think that there's any blanket statement or blanket thing you can say. It takes individuals to want to change. So if you're an individual and you realize that it all starts with the mind, the mindset, the helplessness, it seems to have been bred in us. Oh, hello, Angie Talks. Yeah, let me read some of these comments too. She says, practice positive affirmation. I'm grateful for the gift of life. Liberate yourself by not giving a toss to critics. Thank you. This is the thing. Where we come from, we are so external focused. We we look to people to tell us things, and we go by, oh, my friend said this. People can't make decisions. They have to go and consult 20 other people before they make a decision. Are you that helpless? It is your life. At best, I can give you a suggestion. I'm not going to get mad at you if you don't follow it, because that is your life. You pick. Maybe you talk to three people. You talk to Ajodo, you talk to Ya, you talk to me, and then you decide to go with Ajoa. Am I that insecure to come and say, oh, how come you didn't listen to me and you are listening to Ajoa? No, it's your choice. You have a choice in your life. Nobody is supposed to be running your life for you. And then Ajua said, actions speak louder than words. Some people make so much empty promises with disappointments and lies. Well, it's the talking we talk, but actually doing it is a different issue. Real talk regarding gratitude. Many people block their blessings due to ungratefulness, greed, jealousy, and evil deeds. Yeah, do you have anything to add on? Okay, I think
No,
she's.
not
Oh, okay.
yeah.
So, so basically, today, what we've done is just give you highlights. The real work is you taking it and going to drill deeper and fix yourself if you are struggling with victimhood. Because, like I say, in our community, it's a lot of helplessness. People approach you, they need you to do this, they want this from you without any accountability. They are not even thinking of your circumstances, they just come. It's demands, I should call it demands. They think that you owe them entitlement. You are not a victim. And a lot of us, the funny thing is that we say we are believers, a Christopher mapper. You are supposed to be living a victorious life. The things that you are reading in the Bible, are you applying it? That is, it's like you can't you can't be you can't be helpless. You can't just sit there and be um, thinking that somebody has to live your life for you. That is living a life of defeat. You'll be a victim permanently. Let me be very graphic here, okay? We all have birthdays. You were born on a certain date. So your birthday and then dash. We don't know the final. We don't know. No, none of us knows when we're going to go. But the day that you leave, then the final date is put there. What are you doing with the in-between time? And you're wasting your time being a victim. A lot of women are victims in marriages. Oh, I can't do this because my husband said this. Who says? And so you're training kids who are coming up, they are also victims. The whole society has become a community disease. I call it community malaise. Like we're all sick, entitlement. And so when you see people who are pushing, who are go-getters, then we say, oh, what are they doing over there? We look down on them. We want to shut them down. But that is what you are supposed to be doing, living out your life with purpose. Yes, message says one should switch from the victim mode to the I can mode. Yes, you can. We all can. So, this, like I say, when you do programs like this, how many people will come here? But if you come after, you will get something from it. So just decide, make that decision that you are not going to be a victim. Take the steps. Get an accountability partner. It could be a friend, it could be a sibling, whoever, somebody trustworthy that, as you're walking through getting away from that state of helplessness, they'll be able to make you accountable, because you have to be accountable and responsible for your own life journey. You have to own it. You are not a victim, you are victorious. If you want to live a victorious life, take ownership of yourself. I can't live your life for you. I can't live Ya's life for her. Ya can't live for me. We each have to do what we have to do. So, yes, live a purpose driven life. Make sure that you are doing what is right for you. At the end of the day, it's your life. Don't become a victim to people, a slave to people. Oh, you're supposed to do this, and you think it's not working for you, and you are afraid of people. Take charge of those in your mind. As I say, your mind. Read. Find information. Read or listen to audios. There's a lot of them out there. There's a lot of them out there. You can learn. Learning is not restricted to the classroom. There's learning outside. Different. You learn from people, listening to people. Productive learning is what I call it. Not listening to beef. Listening to belief is only enhancing the victimhood. It doesn't help. You are not a victim. For me, the way growing up, all I knew is that, hey, I'm a firstborn. Maybe I have a firstborn syndrome or firstborn disease. Nobody's going to come and pamper me. Nobody's come to tell me, do this, do that. I got to
Oh
get
yeah.
it done. I have to get it done, and I'm on it and I'm doing it. And that's me. Your story may be different. You may also be on the same track as I am or not. If not, what changes can you make? At the end of the day, you have to live with yourself. Are you happy? Are you happy in here? Are you happy up here? Think about it. You are breathing. You are not in a hospital. You are not sick. You are not on the run from the law, or and you have peace. You have all these resources, especially those of us who have come from our community to come and live in Abrochi. Look at what is around you. You see, you are in the land of Canaan, but the spirit of Egypt still lives in you, so you can't take advantage of what is going on around you. And you sit and you moan, and yet you are living in Abrochi. Maybe somebody else has that opportunity. They will run with it and they become, you know, God knows what. You can do it. We have to stop singing. It's 2022. This year is almost ended. We are going into 2023, and you are still sitting there wallowing in self pity. Woe is me. They didn't do this. The government didn't do this. The government is not breathing for you. You breathe on your own. Get out of that rat of victimhood and help yourself before it is too late. So, with that, we've come to the end of this program. Tomorrow on Life Transforming Center, we'll be talking about why we must plan for success. So, if you've come here, come to that program. The conversation continues. We must plan for success. The way we think of success differs for everybody. For me, being successful means, hey, I'm able to accomplish my task that I've set for myself. Yours could be money, this and that, but let's have a focus in life. Get out of the victim mentality. Thank you all for coming. I won't mention names today because I may forget some, but all those who came today, I appreciate your support. If you're coming later, please leave us your comments, or if you have questions, put them in here and we'll be able to respond to you. So continue to patronize this page. Again, I've put in my YouTube channel. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel as well. Give the program stars, give us stars so that we can continue to provide these educative programs. Thank you so much, everybody. Love you all. God bless you and see you next week. Take care, yeah. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye. See you guys.